5 minutes. Clean up your desk. His voice cut through the boardroom like a blade. My wife's father, the CEO, didn't even look at me when he said it. He simply reclined in his chair, lips curling with that practiced arrogance of men who mistake fear for respect. I stood, calm, my pulse slow, steady, though my chest was burning. Around me, the room was still. 22 executives, leaders, strategists, the ones who built this empire brick by brick under my watch, watched in silence. Their pens hovered. Their eyes flicked between us, between blood and betrayal. He laughed when I didn't protest, a dry, cutting laugh that echoed against polished glass walls. "Thank you," I said, my voice steady. Then I walked out. Chairs scraped against the floor. One by one, they rose. Quiet. No words, no explanations. 22 shadows following me, their footsteps soft but deliberate. The sound echoed louder than any applause. Behind us, I heard his laugh again, arrogant, certain. But then, silence broke. A voice I knew well. The legal director's tone cracked like glass under pressure. "Call a lawyer, now." That was when I knew the game had shifted, and I hadn't even played my final card. It began with a text, a message she never meant me to see. Not explicit, not direct, just enough. A warmth in the words, a familiarity too private to belong to a daughter and her father's friend. I stared at her phone in the dark that night. The glow painted her face while she slept beside me. Innocent, or pretending to be. "Good night, love. Tomorrow will be ours. Not mine, ours." The word clung to me like smoke. At first, I told myself it was nothing, a misunderstanding, a friend, a mistake. But the weight in my chest told me otherwise. She was distant, her smile rehearsed, her body beside mine, but her mind somewhere else. And then the boardroom announcement followed weeks later. My dismissal. Not by the market, not by failure, but by the very man who had brought me into his empire and who now discarded me like trash. Her father, my wife's father. And her silence afterward was confirmation enough. No defense, no protest, just eyes lowered, lips sealed, complicit. I played the part of the obedient son-in-law, the disgraced executive, quiet, submissive. But inside, I sharpened my knives, not steel, but silence, patience, strategy. I started with her. Patterns of absence, late nights disguised as errands, phone calls answered in another room, her eyes flicking to me when she thought I wasn't watching. Then him, the CEO. His schedule was more predictable. Dinners, meetings, the same hotel 3 times in a single month under confidential negotiations. I collected everything. Phone records, credit card slips, a single receipt left in her purse from a restaurant I had never been invited to. I didn't rage. I didn't accuse. I simply built the case, piece by piece, as if preparing for trial. The truth didn't need my emotions. It only needed time. And time always delivers. The envelope arrived on a Wednesday. DNA results, confirming what suspicion had already carved into my bones. The child, the one I had been raising as my own, was not mine. His, her father's. I sat at the table, the document before me. My hand did not tremble. My face did not break. I simply folded it neatly, slid it into my jacket, and waited. That night, when she returned, I asked nothing. I only placed the envelope in front of her. Her face drained of color, eyes wide, lips parting, but no sound escaping. I said nothing. Silence is heavier than any accusation. She wept. Her body shook. She tried to reach for me, but I leaned back, calm, detached. She broke. I remained whole. The boardroom, the dismissal, his arrogance, and my quiet thank you. He thought he had stripped me of power. He thought humiliation was final. But power doesn't vanish, it shifts. When 22 of his top leaders followed me out, he didn't see the knife yet. Not until the legal director's words fell like a sentence. Call a lawyer. Now. Because those men and women hadn't just followed me out. They had signed. Resignations. One after another. A coordinated exit. An empire gutted in minutes. And the contracts? Ironclad. All orchestrated under my watch months before. He had fired me, yes, but I had already hollowed out his kingdom. He tried to laugh again, but it caught in his throat. I didn't turn back. I didn't need to. The sound of his empire collapsing behind me was enough. I walked into the night. The city lights reflected off glass towers that once bore my name on their blueprints. Now they stood empty. My wife never called. Neither did he. Silence became the final testimony of guilt. I felt no rage, no grief, only clarity. They thought the trail would bury me. Instead, it delivered me freedom. Empires burn faster than marriages, but the ashes weigh the same. I didn't rebuild. I didn't look back. I simply walked away. And for the first time, I realized I wasn't the one who lost everything. They were.